Hello, BookTube. Welcome back to Holy Sunday, everyone's favorite Holy Sunday, and we're continuing my epic read aloud of the Sidney Psalms, of course, the Psalms translated by Mary and Sir Philip Sidney, the two icons they are. And we are up to Psalm 45 and Psalm 46. So let's start. So here is Psalm 45. My heart indites an argument of worth, the praise of him that doth the scripture sway. My tongue the pen, to paint his praise forth, shall write as swiftest riders may. Then to the king these are the words I say. Verer art thou men than sons of mortal race, because high God hath blessed ye for aye. Thy lips as spring do flow with speaking grace. Thy honours are sword, gird to thy mighty side. O thou that dost all things in might excel, with glory prosa on with triumph ride. Since justice, truth, and meekness with thee dwell, so that right hand of thine shall teaching tell. Such things to thee as well may terror bring, and terror such as never erst befell, to mortal minds at sight of mortal king. Sharp are thy shafts to cleave their hearts in twine, whose heads do cast thy conquest to withstand. Good cause to make the meaner people fain, with willing hearts to undergo thy hand. Thy throne, O God, doth never falling stand, thy scripture in sign of thy kingly might. To righteousness is linked with such a band, that righteousness' hand still holds thy scripture right. Justice in love, in hate thou hold'st wrong. This makes that God, who so doth hate and love, glad making oil, that oil on thee hath flung, which thee exalts thine, equals far above the fragrant riches of Sabin grove, myrrh, oh my god, I can't say these. All thy robes do smell pretty much. When thou from ivory place dost remove, thy breathing odours all thy train excel. Daughters of kings among thy courtly band, by honouring thee, to thee honour hold. On thy right side thy dearest queen doth stand, richly arrayed in cloth and ophir gold. O daughter, hear what now is thee is told. Mark that would thou hearest, and that how markest obey. Forget to keep in memory enrolled the house and fork where thus sawest the day. So, in the king, thy king, a dear delight, thy beauty shall buff bread and bend maintain, for only he on thee hath lordly right. Him only thou with awe must entertain them unto thee both. Tyreus shall be fain, presents present, the richest nation mow, with humble suit thy royal grace to gain. To thee shall to do such homage as they owe. This queen, that can a king her father call, doth only she in the upper garment shine? Nay, underclothes, and what she weareth all. God is the stuff, the fashion art divine, brought to the king in a robe embodied fine. Her maids of honour shall on her attend, with such to whom more favour shall assign, in near place their happy days to spend. Brought shall they be with mirth and marriage joy, and enter sore place of the king. Then let no grief on thy mind, O queen annoy, nor parents they sad remembering sting. Instead of parents, children thou shalt bring, of partridged earth, and the kings and lords to be. Myself thy name in lasting verse will sing, the world shall make no end of thanks to thee. And I love that psalm. That's one of my favorites. But here is Psalm 46. God gives us strength and keeps us sound. a present help when dangers call. Then fear not we, let quake the ground, and into seas let mountains fall. Ye, so let the seas withal in watery hills arise, as may the earthly hills appall with dread and dashing cries. For lo, a river streaming joy, with purling murmur safely slides, that city washing from annoy, in the holy shire where God resides, God is their centre bides. What can the city shake? God early aids and ever guides. Who can the city take? When nations go against her bent, the kings of sage her walls around, the void of air his voice doth rent. Earth fails their feet with melting ground. Oh, sorry, I was falls, no fails, sorry. To strength and to keep us sound, the God of armies' arms, our rock on Jacob's God we found, above the reach of harms. Oh, come with me, oh, come and view the trophies of Jehovah's hand. What wracks from him our foes pursue. How clearly he hath purged our land, by him was silent stand. He brake the archer's bow, made chariot's wheel a fiery brand, and spear and shivers go. Be still, said he, no God am I. No, I will be with conquest crowned. Above all nations raised high, high raised above the earthly round, to strengthen to keep us sound, and God of armies' arms, and on Jacob's God we found, above the reach of harms. And that is your 2 Psalms for this week, and we'll come back next Holy Sunday and continue on with the Sidney Psalms. So thank you so much for watching BookTube, and I will see you next time.